this shit is hard. But our next move has got to be solid. I can't have you making crazy moves by yourself right now. What if something happens to me? You're all I got. I need you to look after Maria and my kid.
All right,
Well, we were kind of informed at the beginning of the third season, and so Gary Lennon and I, who is the showrunner of the show for seasons 2 and 3, and also the co-showrunner of the original Power show, and really the heart and soul of Tommy Egan. The other half of Tommy Egan, I always say, is Gary Lennon. So Gary and I would really were just like, well, how do we end this chapter of Tommy's journey in a real way and close the book that has been such a wonderful backdrop for Power Force? And I think that we do it really fun and responsibly.
Yeah.
And I think that, with all the spoilers that are now out with Tariq coming to save Tommy, all the awful deaths that surround Tommy Egan, I think that rather than just Tommy kind of heroically taking over Chicago in the capacity that he's able to accomplish, it needed to be a more Al Capone. Not that he needed to get indicted for tax evasion and die of syphilis, but something to that level, or at least a lot of the people around him. Tommy is consistently and constantly surrounded by loss, and we felt that the loss had to be placed well enough with the surprises of loss, but also at the same time we needed some closure without closing everything off. Not in this chapter.
Okay.
There just was, Tommy is a little bit of the vampire. And I think that part of Tommy's struggle in life is that all these people around him die, and just like a vampire who kind of, Tommy, sucking the blood of the streets, is left to live alone. A lot is within that. However, this time we saw Maria is not dead. She's still pregnant with Tommy's unborn child. Jannard is not dead. Vic the Snitch, surprisingly, is not dead. I mean, beautifully played by Shane Harper. Can we just give him some credit?
Oh, yeah.
Because so many times that unfortunately young people, especially now within the age of social media, people are saying that has to be the guy.
Right.
Whereas Shane Harper's not a snitch. Shane Harper's not soft-boned, but he dove into it and committed fully. And I think that's another reason why, whether you hated him or you felt for him, I think that he humanized that role so well.
Yeah.
Also, Jannard is still alive and seeking revenge for his brother Diamond. So yes, there's a lot of open-endedness of it, but I think that we saw that twinkle in Tommy's eye when Tariq invited him back to New York. And if Gary Lennon is writing it, I'd still like to be playing it. Well, I mean, think of those audiences. Like OG Power audiences are always going to be on Tommy's side. They're going to follow everything he does. How Ghost expanded that world to a younger audience. How Tommy would be coming back from New York to his hometown, but with all this other knowledge of this boss move and how to rule those streets. And Tariq really trying to elevate the game into maybe an international game is where he was going. Let's see where Braden plays into all of this. It's a pretty exciting idea. So I'm game.
Okay, you're game. And also there's that natural tension with Tariq and Tommy.
Absolutely.
So it feels right for exploration.
It feels right. The innate storytelling of conflict is primed, ready, and ready to pop. It felt natural because they placed the Tommy character in the Power Ghost consistently, throughout, to help get Tariq out of stuff, to kind of try to solidify this family thing. But I think Tommy does a lot despite himself, despite the fact that he wants to do this, to get rid of this relationship or that relationship, back down to Ghost. I mean, wonderfully played by Omari Hardwick, the Tommy and Ghost original thing where Tommy, where they were at odds so much so, especially in that 5th season where they were just really against each other. But he couldn't break that brotherhood bond. And I think that he can't break that family bond, because what's most important to Tommy, I think really is, regardless of what he says, he acts on family and these ties and loyalty. And there is still some sort of bond. Think about Tommy holding Tariq as a baby.
Yeah.
I think that there's a lot to him that he can't give up despite himself.
It's really his only connection to Ghost still.
Absolutely. And that was that, and any connection to Ghost is a connection to himself. Well, I think that also Tariq. Think of Tariq. Tariq, I think Michael Rainey Jr.'s done a really great job with kind of playing the straight man with having the knowledge. So I think that he might play Tommy. I think Tommy just follows his guts so much that he's got such a spider sense of what could possibly be happening. So I think that I think you're right, that tension right there, no matter how close they get together, is one of them truly gonna trust the other one at this point.
Yeah, I mean, and considering what Tariq's done, what Tommy's done.
But how much they can accomplish together working on the same side,
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
Meanwhile, you're like, is this guy gonna kill me?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
That's fun.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's stressful, but fun.
Yeah. Fun for you.
Yeah, fun for us, but not for Tommy and Tariq.
Yeah. You know what? If we ended it now and the baby was born, but I think that what happens is that Gary really ended it on a dun dun dun.
Yeah.
So what is going to happen? What consistently does happen to Tommy? I want to find out about that too.
I mean, the man can't lose too many more people before he just like loses
his mind.
Right.
But wouldn't it be exciting to watch him lose his mind?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Played by you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
we'd love
you.
to see that unhinged.
Avery, stop it. Easy on the eyes, ladies. Take it easy. I know. But I know what you mean. And I think that part of that is just to speak to Shane Harper, what an incredible and consummate professional actor is and how talented he is. I want to see what Vic does too. But I think wisely, when was the last time you saw a Whitey Bulger character like that, who's working for the government at the same time he's working the streets like that? I thought it was really intelligent and something that I don't remember seeing like that, this double agent of Vic and then leaving him alive. Where's Vic gonna go? What's Vic gonna do?
Right, and he's not gonna leave Tommy alone.
No, he's gonna still try to kill Tommy. I think despite himself, I think Vic has accepted his fate as his death, and that makes him very dangerous.
Yeah, and I think also like I feel like he kind of wants to die, but like doesn't at the same time. Like
I
it's
think
very
so too.
much like
He plays that wonderful conflict. No, I have not. I have not spoken to Charlie and Spence. I love that they cast somebody much better looking than me, so I shout out to Stars for that. But I think that it's going to be really exciting. I can't wait to see what they do with it, to find out the origins. I think that one of the things is I hope they play it rather than playing it. I hope they play it for the development. What I mean, and to find out where they were and where they came from. And I'm really excited. I hope I get a chance to speak with Charlie before they're done with the process, because they're well into filming. Well, I think that we mentioned in season 1 when Kanan comes out of the joint and he sees Tommy, he said, "Damn, Tommy got big as shit." Now, if you think about it, and our Power fans do the math, that if Tommy's 35 when he gets out, when Kanan gets out, or 32, do we have Tommy? Somewhere in that vicinity. So Tommy was like young 20, so he wasn't even done growing yet in terms of what we made up in Power, what Courtney Kemp made up in Power. And I said, "Damn, Tommy got big as shit." So, but Charlie's, I think, a bigger guy than me. So I think I'm just like, interesting. So it'll be interesting to see when that development came. Also, let's see, where does his love of Motown come from? We never really established that back in the Force show, because was it JP's dad, Herman Gibbs, from that we established in the Power Force that introduced him? We never really got that answer. So I'd love to see where some of his love of music comes from. Who are the girls that Tommy's dating? Because he's not dating any redheads in Southside Jamaica, Queens. You know what I mean? So I think that is that Oedipal, and I think it is. So I think that the trick will be being responsible to the details that have already been established, and reverse engineering them. Yeah, and I got all my own theories about all that stuff. And having played the guy for so long, even Omari Hardwick and I would come up with these, what happened, like who killed Breeze and how. And it would be like, to us, what Omari and I came up with, which I think was a really cool idea, is that Tommy had the drop on Breeze, could have taken all the glory, but let Ghost have that kill, because he knew that would advance him. And Tommy somehow, without even realizing it, just knew that Ghost needed to lead and Tommy needed to follow at that point. But Tommy knew that, so Tommy made that decision to have that done. We also made up that Tommy's first kill was killing one of Kate's boyfriends who was abusing her. We need to see that. You can have that for free, Sasha. So there's all of these things. So I am curious to see what
Yeah.
they have done. I'm as curious about the past as I am about the future. Well, I want if and when we say goodbye to Tommy Egan, I want to do it right. Like Gary and I are actively developing a movie for Tommy in the future. So we have already come up with a full outline for that film, and
Post-spinoff?
quite possibly, if there is a spinoff, I don't know. Speak it into existence, fans.
Okay, so a movie, and you know how it would end.
We know how it would begin, and we know where it would go, and we know how it would end.
Okay. Anything you want to share?
I mean, death is always a possibility.
I mean, we all got to die eventually.
We're gonna die eventually, and perhaps he does, perhaps he doesn't. But we'll see if the son, his son lasts.
Yeah. Okay. 7 seasons in a movie. Let's go.
Yeah, 7 seasons in a movie.